Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2020 Duo Esports Gold Platinum Competitive Series. We are in week one, game number one between Pawn Sacrifice White, the hype team of the Dragon Division, versus Team DarkSpark. Joining me on tonight's epic broadcast
is me, Sheer Will. I'm glad to be back in Duo Esport another season with you, Shuno.
Yes, indeed. Now I'm doing my moderator duties, but of course my casting duties and content creator duties still the same. I do believe we have a quick ban loss coming in, maybe due to lateness on PSW's end. The 80 county took a little while to get in here, but minus that, everything else will be locked and loaded and I'm good to go.
And no big deal.
Yes. So, share. You have the inside scoop on Pawn Sacrifice, and exactly how much you want to share about the white team with us is up to you. But what do you think we might see in the draft here out of them?
Probably going to see a really straightforward comp from the white perspective, where it's really front to back, team fight oriented, tank jungle. Um, really focus on the mid and bot lane. That's what I think will happen.
Okay. Well, you brought up
And
tank junglers. They're pretty good right now. Which ones do you think we might see, or you think you would want to see?
I feel like we'll probably see either J4 or Sejuani. Those two are like the top dogs right now in the tank meta.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen much of Team DarkSpark. I'll have to admit I did not watch the stream of when they played in the preseason. Have you?
Okay. I did, and it was a sloppy game against Rift Dragons. In all honesty,
Hmm.
a win, but a sloppy one at that.
So we have a quick set pick here. Solid champion. Um, I believe Villain has been playing a lot of set recently.
Yes,
But
he
also
has.
Mel Scout has been playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them be able to flex it before.
Mm-hmm.
Quick.
Set is a really good flex. You can put him top jungle or even mid, if you feel the need to. So Set very good first pick and something I definitely agree with out of a
Mhm.
PSW.
Some interesting pick from the side of TDS now. With the Rex side that has been losing a lot of popularity right now, recently.
Hmm.
And Vayne, we usually don't want to pick Vayne blindly like this. A lot of picks can
Yeah,
just shut her down.
that's a bold move right there for sure out of DarkSpark. Vayne, I think, has a pretty bad laning phase, and a lot of other champions in the game right now, and in the meta as well. Misfortune, most notably, have very good laning phases, can easily punish Vayne. Rek'Sai, I could see how she may not be as good now with tanks roaming about, but I still think she's a solid jungler, has a lot of strong ganks, a lot of damage in her kit, a lot of early presence.
Yeah, her map presence is probably uncontested in this meta, just because of her tunnels. Also, she can see the jungler without the jungler seeing her with her
Hmm.
burrow, which
Okay.
is really an overpowered ability if you think about it. Like just being able to see in the fog of war. Well, to see, quote unquote,
Quote unquote, yes.
yeah, you notice someone's here. You don't know who, but you still kind of see them. But coming here, we have the Yumi Ezreal pick. Shuno, you've been playing
Mm.
that combo a bit recently.
Yes. I
Talk,
think
talk,
that
talk to us about it.
yes. Yumi Ezreal is, I think, one of the stable bot lanes in the meta right now. You're kind of obnoxious to play against Yumi, obviously healing Ezreal up over and over, and of course both of them having really persistent poke in the laning phase. I do think it's a good bot lane, and it's probably going to work very well with their comp. Obviously, Seth really enjoys a Yumi on top of him, but I don't know if it's what I would have picked into a Vayne. I think there's better things that can punish Vayne in the early game, and
Mhm.
I mean, it's for the most part, the skill shots help set themselves up, but it is still skill shots, and theoretically, Vayne can dodge them. So, gonna have to see exactly how good the bot lane opponent sacrifice White's skill shot accuracy is.
This is actually a surprising pick for me. I'm wondering if they're just not trying out stuff since it's the beginning of the season. There's no like big pressure
Hmm.
because Kiri is usually on a playmaking support thresh,
True,
always
actually. He support the
Rakan.
recognized from last
But
season,
now he's
so
going to take the back seat and just be carried away with Yumi. It's kind of interesting.
yeah, I agree with that. In fact, normally an engaged player, but we're gonna see what our next pickup is here. Put you in the hot seat here. What do you think we're gonna say?
So we'll probably see a mid line. I feel I feel like mid is probably the easiest to blind here because you don't know who the jungler for sure is, and you don't know the mid or the top lane. So I would say a mid, and Oriana could be really good. Victor is actually really powerful in the meta right now, and it's going to be Victor.
Ooh, Victor definitely strong. Really impressive champion, especially in the later half of the game. So much damage he can dish out.
So Frob here has played around 15 games as a Victor this season, 53%. It's all right, I guess, but it's a really strong pick into competitive metas. We see a Zach Hubbard here.
Ooh, I'd say that's a lock in too. Some really good engage, really good
Oh,
tank,
last
but
second stun.
not yet.
So Cassiopeia is arguably good to Victor because he can just lock her down, lock him down whenever he
Mhm.
tries to face her with a Q, and then just it's a big trade. Uh, Now I'm wondering what's going to be the jungle or the top lane.
Could still do the Zac here, but gonna go with the
So
Sejuani
Set said,
instead, as you brought up Sejuani. Powerhouse jungle at the moment.
I wouldn't say powerhouse, but really strong because she has clear weaknesses as well. She's weak to invades. She's weak to trundle. Just the trundle pick always looming.
Mhm.
But here it's a pretty safe pick as they see Rek'Sai. Unless they want to go for a Trundle top, which will not match well versus Set. And a Garen pick into Set.
How do you think that one goes? Or top lane, or rather, their
Hmm.
prior top lane expertise right here, but nonetheless,
Prior. I'm still one. I'm still
yes.
one. But
Okay.
okay, from experience, Set has an easier matchup because he can just. So usually when people are getting caught by Garen, they were trying to run away, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Set doesn't need his abilities. He just keeps auto attacking you, and that deals bonus damage the longer you stay on top of him.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot execute him right away because he still has his W up. So his shield is going to absorb the
Mm-hmm.
execute of Garen.
True.
So in this matchup, Garen has to outplay Set, and even then, it's not that easy.
Sounds like a low end, maybe a 30-70 kind of play. I get you.
But no, TDS comp has been rounded out pretty well. I feel with Leona, Rek'Sai,
Hmm.
Victor. Uh,
Comp well.
mm,
Bot lane, not so much. I am not a fan of Vayne Leon. I think it's
okay.
kind of counterintuitive. Vayne kind of wants to just sit back in laning phase, scale up and survive lane. As Leona wants to go for these playmaking engages and whatnot all the time. So, and
I
the
mean,
passive
if
too.
Vayne and Leona is just the fact of that Leona is here makes Vayne much
Mm-hmm.
able to go much more aggressive. If she can
Mm-hmm.
get one, two kills and get going and get her items first, the late game is not that much of an issue anymore. You're already
Mm-hmm.
there.
True, true. Let's talk about our jungle matchups, though. I'd say two pretty strong early game junglers. Sejuani having a decent amount of presence, not as much as Rek'Sai, though. Where do you think both of them are going to focus on the map?
I feel like the game plan for Sejuani would be to avoid Rek'Sai, like not go into 2v2 straight up, or just do opposite jungles. So if let's say Rek'Sai would start red, then you start blue, and you pat the other way. You just,
Mm-hmm.
or you try to do a vertical jungle, because Rek'Sai will win the 1v1. She has true damage. She has healing.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have mana problem.
True.
Sejuani shields broke is being broke by camps now, so she cannot be
Mm-hmm.
tanky all the time.
Yep.
No, you just
Obviously,
really
has the
want
mana problems and whatnot.
Sejuani goals would be to just watch for a potential gank or just farm up to level 6 and then have lethal ganks on Victor and Vayne.
Ooh, okay. All right. What about our mid lane matchup? You talked about it a bit earlier. Tommy Two Time versus Frob in the mid lane. Cassia versus Victor.
I haven't seen Tommy on Cassio recently, so I cannot speak for his abilities to pilot the champion. But Forb is one of the highest ranked player in the league right now, Plat 2. So I'm
Ooh.
expecting some good stuff from him.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good. And bot lane, obviously, early on, I hope that some skill shots can be landed from pawns like White's End. Should be pretty
Mhm.
easy to harass these two laners out of TDS.
Well, Pawn Sacrifice White's game plan, I suppose, would be to just poke them out of lane, not necessarily win the lane. I don't think you have enough CC to lock down the Vayne or Leona. Or if Leona, if you try to trade too much, Leona ends up jumping on you, it's gonna be hard, you know. But they do have the sustain game, so if they can just do some short trades and then poke from range, and just uh, keep the lane pushed in. Always have lane prio. Always have the Scuttle Crab prio with Sejuani. Could be really hard. And as recently, Ezreal, the longer the game goes on, the harder he hits.
Mhm. Yes,
And
definitely. I won't even
he
say
has
recently. I'd say in general, but yeah.
he has his Q just chunks damage so much. Like that should not be allowed, Rito. for Sejuani to start on the strong side with the bigger leash. So question mark. And now they also just told where Rek'Sai is starting now. Usually Rek'Sai is allowed to start wherever she pleases. Could be red, could be
Mm-hmm.
blue. But now they can just see it because they failed that invade and they had no
True.
one to protect it.
Nope.
And just to confirm it, they're gonna place a second ward here. But
Ooh,
no, villain's being caught.
villain in a little bit of a tough spot right now. He's getting chunked down.
Ooh,
Is he going to go down? Probably not, unless the cooldowns
no.
come back up for them. They're looking to gun him down, but villain taken very low. Frob, a bit of his HP as well, taken out, and looks like villain has have to go for that reset.
He will have to reset and he will be forced to teleport top. So small victory for TDS here, but Victor did get chunked a bit. So that could be a factor in the mid lane matchup.
Yeah, could be if the Cassio rushes and hits that level 2 faster.
I'm questioning the ward by villain here. He did not need it. He was seeing Rek'Sai on blue. So yes, we'll see. So standard patting from Rek'Sai and Sejuani here. Sejuani is going to go for 4 camps before ganking.
Let's see who has
And
got
Rex
level 2 first. Looks like they both hit it at roughly the same time. Epic is
yeah.
hitting level 2. Xenoflade misses though. Not able to get the umbrella with that one, and Aqua just walks out.
Aqua Domain should be able to just auto attack that Leona now for a good. How long is it? 12 seconds? Oh,
Ooh,
and it's
there's
back
the
up.
engage this time around, but Yumi able to keep Ezreal more than healthy. Goes a little bit deeper, and that is all that she wrote. Junglers might
So,
be seeing each other very soon. The Rek'Sai Sejuani right next to each other, but nothing comes of that. The mid lane. Now in the bot lane, no Aqua Domain is going to get jumped on. Ignites down in the middle of the Tommy 2 dies to first blood as they're able to pick it up onto the mid lane Victor.
a bit of a misplay here from Tommy Two Tom. They were pinging the Rek'Sai.
Oh,
They
that's
saw her.
deep. That's too deep out of the bot lane from TDS. Leona going really hard in the paint right there.
I believe that Leona's a bit insane. She keep trying on to go on the Ezreal. Uh, Not always work, but Villian is losing their straight in top lane here. It's also below in level.
That TP or reset that he forced earlier on doing its dividends right now. So gotta be
It's
careful
weird.
of that. And Roller Auto with careful. Vayne could get engaged on here. Ezreal chooses to go for it, but not quite.
So bot lane of Pawn Sacrifice White is winning here. Really, the top side of Pawn Sacrifice White just needs to slow down the game and wait for the level 6 and the power spikes of the solo laners. On the opposite side, TDS really needs to pick up the tempo for either the top side or the bot side and support that Leona is being relentless on trying to jump on that Ezreal.
She is, even though AD carry is pretty low on HP, so a little spooky. While we're spooky in the mid lane, Victor is getting stunned up, but the stun answered back from the gravity field gets Frob out of that gank very quickly.
So the CS advantage across our board is pretty even. Slight edge to Cassiopeia, but she did give away the first blood.
Ooh. Gank in the
And
bot lane. It might be a second, third blood coming through right now. Kiri in trouble. Can they knock up the cat in time? There is the knockup. There is the damage. Can Kiri reattach in time? One more hit, and there it is. The kill comes through. Aqua Domain in trouble as out. The cat is taken out from TDS.
you hate to see those you and me detaching for unknown reasons. Um, Hate to see it. You should have stayed attached, and he probably would have gone away.
Yeah, so early pressure in favor of Team DarkSpark, though. They get the kills in mid lane, now in the bottom well. And obviously, if you give a hyperscaling AD carry an early lead, that is tremendously good for you.
Indeed, Chuno. I'm kind of wondering why TDS did not go for that dragon. It should have been an easy. No, actually, never mind. They're all low.
Yeah, low HP bars. It doesn't seem as good, especially with the Cassiopeia on the map. Don't want to give her any early kills. She gets decent amount of pressure there onto Frob, but Again, nothing to come of it, as she doesn't have any kill pressure with just the Sapphire Crystal.
Tommy to Tommy is being really aggressive on the Casio pick here, trying to get something done. Um,
Yep. So
Villain is just stalling the game here. He did a decent reset with a longsword and boots and armor.
Tommy hit 6 first, but chose not to go in for the play. Flash is still down for him from the ganks earlier on the map, so not able to force anything.
We're gonna see Rek'Sai hovering the Ocean Drake here. Pretty important Drake. Will be the only Ocean Drake of the game. Could really help into those
Correct.
poke wars.
Decent harass from the TDS bottom lane. Top lane, we're gonna have some action though. There's the flash. Oh, Flail misses, but that's not gonna matter. Rob is falling, most definitely gonna die here. Back in the bot lane, Spicy Stuff, but back up top, Rob is falling, about to fall down, and there it is. One more hit. There's no way he escapes this one, but he is on a march right now, trying to get the execute off or something. Does have his flash up if he wants to go deep over the wall right here. There's one of these Q after feels about to come right back up here. Rob is falling.
Oh
Get
no!
down! You're kidding me! And they get the dragon.
Whoa, wow. Everything's going sideways for Pontac Rest White here. Kind of a questioning play from Villain using his ult, giving the distance between Garen and Sejuani. Unlucky.
Yeah. Oh,
And
looks like
also
King
takes the
Charizard
red.
Gets out too. He takes the red, gets out. Everything falling apart for Pontac Rest right
Actually,
now.
no.
Going for a play in the mid lane though on a Frob. Frob shows his back to him, runs away, doesn't want to fight that Cassiopeia at all.
Correction, actually, Sejuani got the red. She got it right there in time and took the leash from Rek'Sai. All right, a bit of slowing down just a bit here. Garen is going to be roaming mid.
Hopefully. I think something's going to happen bot lane though. Israel's walking up for this poke, and we have seen how ballsy TDS Epic has been with these engages.
Sejuani level 6.
Trying to redeem himself in the bottom lane. Leona goes in the game, pops the Ignite down as well, but Leona is going to die here. There's the ult as well onto Vayne. Forced to flash out, but can she get out as well? Looks like it just barely back up top though. A little bit of trouble for them, but nothing will come of it just yet. 2 for 2, Plunge Sacrifice, White. Wrap it up and tie it up.
Very nice gank here coming from Sejuani, but they should have known she was there. Rek'Sai was in the jungle and got the red buff contested.
Oh
kind of
no,
bad.
Aqua Domain is an all right now. It is kill traded back, but Kiri is gonna die here. Exhaust comes down, the flash answers back as an angry King Charizard, and he will pick up the kill onto Kiri. Oh,
Will he?
Hold up, Kiri
Oh!
plays it. Hold up, the cat's out this time around.
Unfortunately, King Charizard flash and use his whole combo under exhaust. Could have waited an extra second for it.
Yeah, definitely.
So kind of a bit of a misplay, boys, and Kiri gets out.
Yeah, gets the flash out of the Rek'Sai as well. That's kind of big. So Rek'Sai only getting a 1-for-1 in the bot lane. Goes down negative a flash as well. So good play there by Kiri, and also unfortunate misplay by King Charizard.
So far, we have a slight lead in goal for Pontac White. 100 goal, not too shabby. 200 now. Most of the goal is on Ezreal compared to Vayne.
Yes, 10 minutes in right now, almost on the dot. Take a quick look at those gold graphs with the X. Yeah, a little bit more gold for Ezreal, but for the most part, the gold's pretty stable across the map. No super big gold advantages for one player over another.
The goal on the side of TDS is more on Rek'Sai and Victor. I mean, it's nice to have on Rek'Sai, but the longer the game goes on, the less that goal is valued compared to a tank like Sejuani.
Also, she has 3 assists, right? And normally we talk about not giving junglers kills, but if you're a carry jungler, it might be a little more advised. And missing out on that kill in the bot lane also gonna tank her gold values that she could be having.
Villain not looking at his minimap, kind of overtrading here.
but
And
doesn't
so a
get
little bit of
punished for it
BM.
though. Throws down the squats. I like it. And Villain walks out of that one very easily. Oh my god!
Oh, big whiff. Womp womp.
Oh boy. Well,
And
I
now,
can't say Epic isn't going for the plays, but he's not getting them off either.
oh yeah, he's really relentless on trying to catch that Ezreal. He knows he doesn't want that Blondie to scale.
Yeah,
Let's avoid the battle.
definitely.
Sejuani is in
Um,
position, but Rek'Sai is also
ooh.
positioned for counter
Yeah,
gank.
we'll see how this 2v2 top lane works out. They might just be able to walk it out, though. Malscott goes back and gets a stun, but it's just a snooze fest up top lane. Nothing happening.
You hate to see it. Boring meta top, am I right? But
Yeah.
this, unfortunately, that trade makes Villain too low to contest any river activities. And oh, Malscott being
Ooh, in
caught.
the jungle, though. Might just be a kill this time for King Charizard. The flash over the wall. Tommy 2-time.
Oh, such a long.
Ultimate catastrophe for PSW.
Tommy 2-time went for a QE before ulting. This is really misplayed from Tommy here. Should have ulted right away to keep his Sedge alive. Might have picked up the kill before Sedge went down.
And the Rek'Sai ended up dodging both ultimates out of PSW as well, so super good value there for Charizard. Kills to 2 in a row, and that is exactly what you want if you're Team DarkSpark.
And once again, a misplay from Mel Scout here. I was just saying that they had to forfeit the river control, and he still went and face checked. He must know that Sejuani loses in trades versus Rek'Sai, and still went for it, and paid the price.
Yeah, definitely. Bot lane also doing pretty well. There's a CS lead for PSW, but Vayne, for her rough laning phase, is actually doing pretty well right now. 2 kills, ties up with the Ezreal, and only 1 death.
Yeah. So far, much cleaner early game from TDS. Let's see if Bond Sacrifice can pick it up in the mid game.
Oh, there it is again, the spicy engage, but at the wrong time for Team DarkSpark. That's 1 kill for Aqua doing man. Look, 2 onto Epic. The flash away should not mean anything, and Ezreal picks up with an auto attack.
And this is definitely not what you want to see. Ezreal picking up kills after kills and just getting even harder to kill.
Yeah, absolutely, and
they should be looking for that Drake here. It's a importing Mountain Drake if you want to look for to tank just a bit more. And Villain is popping his W a bit early here. Gonna take a lot of damage.
In the river, though, King Charizard getting engaged on. Is he gonna get taken out? Yes, he is. Sejuani goes wide, but it may not matter. CC afterwards for sure to pick up that kill. The flash makes it happen, and it is a double kill for Mel Scout.
This is something truly terrifying. A Sejuani with a Yumi just chasing you down and not letting you go. Kind of that sticky girlfriend you guys all have, right?
Perhaps the Mountain Dragon goes down, now tying up the Dragon count. So, yeah,
so
White are coming back.
They are picking it up with a 2k, almost 1.5k goal lead here, and it's going to be a Cloud Soul.
Yes.
This is actually a really good Cloud Soul for Pawn Sacrifice White, more than TDS.
Seth loves the movement speed. Ezreal doesn't mind it, that's for sure. Really good with kiting, and Cassiopeia obviously loving it.
I mean, Ezreal already has a short cooldown on his ult, so if they could maybe garner 3 more Cloud Souls, Cloud Drakes, that could be a lot of damage in a short amount of time. Sejuani looking for another dank here.
Yeah, little telegraph that time by PSW, and half health Leona smartly backs up on that one. Bit gank possibly in the middle, and Tommy 2-time still no flash. Does have the barrier, but they decide to pull the trigger on this one, waiting for him to push this wave in. Is Tommy gonna fall for the bait on this one? Doesn't look like it. He is hovering the bot side of his lane. making it harder for him to get in, and mid lane
A,
game failed.
a bit of a missed opportunity here from Vayne. She could have just walked up just a bit and hit that Blasco and probably pick up the Yumi here.
Oh, that'd have been
Oh,
high IQ, that's for sure. But
yes,
good
definitely.
work. The mid lane, though, Sejuani goes wide again. Is it going to cost them? Yes, it is. The Victor ult just barely takes down and takes out Tommy. Now they're looking for King Charizard, but with no ult on Sejuani, King Charizard gets out of that one.
So only Rek'Sai is forced to flash in the sight of that Sejuani, probably picking him up. But this is going to be first blood turret. No, second blood turret, actually. A lot of gold going to TDS here just from straight up objectives.
Yeah, I think they're going to answer back with the mid lane here. 4 men strong, half HP in the mid tower. That is going down for certain. But yeah, the tower count's still in favor of TDS, and they keep going bot lane. They might pick up a second, but wisely backing off. Don't want to get 4-on-4. The ult will come through. Actually does cancel Leona's recall. Vayne looks like she is out. Same can't be said for TDS Epic and King Charizard here. Epic is a dead man walking right now. Absolutely nothing they can do. Exhaust just for good measure here. There is the ult, the haymaker. Ezreal should be able to pick this one up. An auto, a Q, doesn't matter what it is. He will secure that kill.
Not gonna lie, I would have loved to see a little bit of a base trade here with TDS saying bot and Ponskar White saying mid. Could have been a little trade here.
Yes, it's still
But
going to be a trade though. Garen's getting a top tower, so even though they lost something on the bottom, they were gaining something on the top half for TDS. And Sejuani's got to be careful here. There's no way she wins this 1v1. Garen just going to spin all over her and takes her down to half HP.
and they're gonna take down the other turret here. So
Yeah,
this is
4 to
what you
2.
guys when you commit so many resources on chasing a single player, which was TDS Epic at the bot lane, you're gonna lose the rest of the map here, and Ponskar White has to surrender control of their own jungle in the river, and with a Baron, not a Baron, a Rift Herald spawning soon.
Yeah, definitely. TDS has been on the tower games so far, and a Rift Herald would be exactly par for the course.
So we are almost even here, slight lead for TDS. Let's see who has most of the gold. So
Yes.
Ezreal is the top dog here with a 7,500 gold here. And
Unsurprisingly.
unsurprisingly, he got donated a lot of the kills, as he should have. Um, as an ADC main, you know what happened. You know how it feels to not have those kills on you.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, but you know what I say. It's always tier priority.
Oh, true, true.
True. So they're gonna be walking the ward here, looking for that Rift Herald. But
For a little bit of control over the area. I don't think they're going to be able to start it up just yet. Maybe if they're lucky, get a pick, but unlikely to happen. Scout, can he hit the Sejuani ultimate this time? No, he cannot.
no.
Prob runs away, and they get a free Sejuani ultimate on the way out.
You need to clear the vision here and start getting control of the river with the dragon spawning, but this is a big ult to be missing.
Yeah, not to
Wonder
flame,
how
but Scout, it looks like the new Gimpy are on the block now.
this is another ult being popped, but Victor is also being
Ooh.
chunked down, and now they're going to be on the chase.
Yeah, trying to kite this one out. His pawn sacrifice white, but there's the solar flare. This play. Tommy Two-Tone with the barrier in the stars. Can he stay alive? No. They put the Excalibur sword right down his throat, and he will get taken out. They trade Epic for it, and TDS still low on this end. Unlikely they'll be able to contest the dragon. It is a 1-for-1, but Pawn Sacrifice White secure the second dragon for themselves.
So, TDS committing so many time and resources on chasing Ezreal, but as you know, Ezreal is kind of fed right now. He's going to chunk you on top of kiting you. Probably not the best play, but unfortunately, Tommy Two Time being caught in the middle of all this.
Yes.
Yes.
The one saving grace for TDS. Epic has been going for these crazy engage game, and that time it worked out big for them. Tommy Two Time getting absolutely starved in this game right now. 0-4, only 2 assists to his name. If you check the gold graphs, Victor is most definitely ahead. A 1,600 gold lead for the Victor right now. That's huge.
Honestly, seeing Cassiopeia being locked down by CC just now, Tommy's probably wishing he was allowed to build any type of shoes. Mostly will be the Mercury
True.
shoes. Uh,
True. Legal logic comes into this one. Snakes can't buy boots.
but tentacle monster can
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or how about Rek'Sai not actually having legs? Anyways, so Garen's going to be on the split pushing duty here. I'm not sure about his build. He's going for a Starex build. Usually you see a PD, a Phantom Dancer, but I guess he wants to be a
Star's
bit
like a
more
bad
tanky.
alternative.
I mean, it's all right, but it's not fun. I like the fun, Garen. Kiri's going to be clearing words here.
One sacrifice white on the top half, but they don't have a minion wave. So top tower, not something they can acquire here. Have to go back to shoving up mid lane, maybe clearing out some vision, looking for a pick. Arctic Assault misses. Epic flashes the wall, but looks like he could be on the wrong side of the map. Has his team with him though, so does indeed get out with that flash.
Now, Pantakas has to pick up that top lane wave here. If you want to play around an objective, it's always key to have lane prio. That means pushing your lanes. This will force the other team to make the decision into do we trade control of the jungle / river, or do we want the goal of the mid lane?
Yep. Right now, that vision control is in favor of Panzer's white. Bot lane, we might have an all-in, but we also might not. Top lane, very volatile, as we all know. And Vayne is going to get...
Oh!
Aqua Domain picks it up. BG All-Star way too overextended in the mid lane.
Absolutely demolished. The Ezreal sniping Vayne out of the map. Incredible marksmanship from Rikiri and Aqua Domain.
Yeah, Aqua Domain picking up 7 kills this game. Haven't talked about him enough this game, I feel. 7 kills on the Ezreal. Absolutely a force to be reckoned up. Baron after getting started 23 minutes into the match. King Charizard does have a level lead on the Sejuani, though, from ZTG, Mel Scout to the Baron Seal. Very, very realistic. The flash as well. We'll see if it comes through. They're bringing it to 50-50. King Charizard goes in early. They go for the turn on this one, but Victor does too much damage. The Solar Flare gets Arcane shifted away, and Ezreal does too much damage right now. Kiri with the Yuumi ultimate. It looks like this is a whitewash for Pawn Sacrifice White. They don't get the Baron just yet, but they get every single kill on the end of TDS.
A bit of miscommunication from both teams. Aqua Domain kept DPSing the Baron when Sejuani was turning around, and in the end had to turn around himself. But then Rek'Sai tried to solo the Baron after that, did not have the damage for it, and it cost his team the fight.
Yeah, King Charizard going in the Baron pit way too early right there. Maybe if he waited out just a little bit longer, it's different, but not quite how it played out.
He went early, yes, but if he had not went to try to get the Baron and help this team, might have changed things.
True. Definitely a possibility.
So that was a game of mistakes here. Pawn Sacrifice White did the first mistake, but TDS did the bigger mistake.
Yes, the bigger second mistake of that one, and they're going to be rewarded with consolation prize, Dragon number 3. Not quite the soul, so if TDS want to forfeit this one, they have the option to. Looks like they are going to try and contest it, though. How do you feel about that, Sheer?
I mean, what else can you do? I mean, it could happen. Right now, TDS has lane prios, not in top lane, but nobody cares about top lane.
Oh! Victor is going to get picked. No way you can miss around. And Ezreal way more than pops the barrier just for good message. Ultimate, and watch for PSW. So far for Aqua Domain, is it going to be a triple kill onto Epic? Villain picks it up instead. Vayne gets a kill answered back, but one combo from Ezreal is going to kill her. Anything would kill her. She just barely gets out, but Pawn Sacrifice White still win that fight.
And as you guys just see here, how important lane prio is. Victor did not have mid prio. he was completely blind from that side, and he just got flanked from all over the place. Also, for some reason, he chose to go near the river where he was completely blind and got jumped on. So
Yes,
big mistake here from TDS, and this is just gonna
mhm.
make Ponticrest White snowball.
Yeah, it's only a 5, 4 HK gold lead right now, right? But
Hmm.
it feels like Ponce Aggressive won. They have a huge lead in tempo. They're making productive plays around the map, and these fights, as of recent, have not been going in favor of TDS, and they have yet to have a real answer. Oh,
I mean, if you look just at the scoreboard, Set is huge with a 404. Uh,
mm-hmm,
Ezreal is already at this late game status, or soon to be.
mm-hmm,
And the only like downside is Cassiopeia is 047, but
mm-hmm.
the upside is
Playing
that
Cassiopeia.
she's Tommy's playing Cassiopeia. So if you guys try to go for the long game, it's not going to work well for
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yep, these super extended fights, still Cassie will get a
Mm.
lot of damage off, even if she is 0-4, has so much damage in her kit, so much DPS output, so they have to be careful of that as well.
So there is no big objective on the map right now. The game plan for Pontifex White Age would be to just farm, keep your gold lead, and wait for
Mm-hmm.
those objectives, because then you have Soul and Baron.
Mm-hmm.
You don't overextend. Don't try to, pick fights if you
Mm-hmm.
don't if it's not a short kill. And this should be good, because right now TDS, you can see they don't know what to do. They're scrambling for gold. They're not on separate lanes. They
Yep.
are not.
They're
They're
forced to
all
play reactively. They really can't
yes.
play proactively at this point in the game. The wave clear is also not something we talked about too much. Victor's wave clear is good, but the rest of the team, less than desirable wave clear. So if these huge
Mhm.
waves start crashing in with the Baron, I'm not sure Victor alone with the death rate can clear it out.
I mean, Garen can spin to clear a bit, but that's kind of counterintuitive. You're just gonna use your spell, your major spell, to clear a wave and not fight. Uh,
Nope.
so Bonfire White is doing the right thing here, just poking the tower and not taking the fight. No need to dive. No need to force anything, right? Oh, but King Charizard is being picked off.
Oh, King Charizard is dead right there.
Oh, he
Big
got.
kill on the jungler right there. They can't go in. They frankly should not be defending that tower either. Um, doesn't
Ki-
look like an engage will come from it though.
King Charizard got slam dunk out of existence in the void. Go back into the void.
Um, it's a really difficult for Dunlop for TDS. Even if they kill the Ezra, they deal with that. How can they manage both? And oh my
Oh
goodness,
my
right there, Aqua
god!
Domain, another arcane shift forward kill onto BG All Star. Hits him with the 80 carry gap. Will be in mid lane, might be getting hit with the damage gap. Glass is in all sorts of trouble. There's the haymaker, but it shouldn't be enough to stopwatch. Rob really wants this kill, and he will get it right now. Doubtful that he can try and kite out this Sejuani, though. The flail misses. The solar flare misses as well, though. They are trying to save Victor. The flash melts down once. Can he get it? It looks like he just might. This might auto secures it. Tommy on the other end, wrong side of the map. Sejuani coming in for backup though. Epic might just be in trouble instead. Flail number 3 misses out of Melscout as they go for this spicy 2v2. Tommy getting jumped on. Can Tommy kite it out? No! He gets dunked by the Garen sword once again. Melscout in a little bit of trouble, but our Aqua Domain is on the scene now and will be able to clean this up. 1 kill, 2 kills for Pawn Sacrifice White. 23-11 on the board right now in a bit of a back and forth. It looks like they have found their footing over TDS.
Well, meanwhile, that this whole chase was going on, Aqua was just pushing bot, taking turrets.
Oh,
Oh
how
my
many
god!
times the charm? Aqua Domain hits over again.
You really, you're probably, if you're Vayne right now, you're probably tilting from just the amount of time you get the same combo on you.
This looks like it's going to be the end of the game right now. Stopwatch looks good, but looks as old as it is. Now, another stopwatch comes through. They're buying time, but time won't go very far. Frob is dead. Melscout won't die at all. Victor has a lot of damage in that he has post the death, but don't know if it's going to matter here. There's too much healing coming in from Kiri right now. Charizard dives into the backline, picks up the tank, but Aqua Domain has been having a free-for-all over all of TDS right now. A double kill for him. The fourth time in a row, BG All-Star is not going to work out as they take
Oh.
out the Nexus and Pawn Sacrifice White pick up the first win of Season 6 GPCS.
That was totally a KDA game at the end. They tried
17-1 and
everything.
10 in KDA, and I guess this is what you get when you punt it. Rotation Vane blinding it as well, so maybe someone to jot down the notebook to not do again.
Very exciting first game of the season, Shino. I don't know about you, but I did quite enjoy it.
Absolutely. Very fun game, and TDS, to their credit, put up a fight, but just not as good of a fight that PSW put up.
So, quickly looking at the board, absolute domination from Aqua Domain here, 17-1-10.
Wonder who could be topping the damage charts. Oh, what do you know? It's Ezreal. Victor not too far off, though. But Ezreal, by far, still leading the charts at 27.8k in a 31-minute match. So overall, really good damage numbers.
And how about we go look at our favorite stats? The
Yes,
vision.
Dewey's favorite stat, the vision score. You know,
All right.
hate to see it, but he put up good numbers in every
I
fight.
mean, if your inventory is always full of like items because people keep giving you kills,
True.
can you be
Yeah.
blamed to not pick up
Yeah,
vision wars?
maybe a one time we can't really flame him for not getting vision control down. His team had him covered, and well, he was putting up every other number stat, so not too bad.
Not too bad. I mean, like just Kirin and Melscout buying 15 control words just by themselves is pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
No, all right. So that will be it for game one today, Shuna.
Yes, that's it for game number one. We have another game coming up, though. I believe this time around in the Dragon Division. No, it is in the Baron Division again. As the
No, for the first
Yes,
time.
Baron Division this time around, yes. First Baron group coming up. Group B, Equilibrium Shadow take on Solar Phoenix very soon.